world? From a distance, I thought I saw a very large monitor lizard, but it is in fact a honey badger that is digging his nose into this very dead tree. We're going to try. How exciting is that? So excited, I didn't quite know what to say. Right now, there he goes. He's on the floor again, V. There he is. And he's not moving quickly. Honey badgers normally just don't stand still. He's going to come right to us. This is my first honey badger in Djuma. I am so excited. And normally honey badgers just disappear. This guy doesn't seem too bothered at all. I can't believe it. This just made my year. Seeing the wild dogs this week and now a honey badger on Sunday. It's one of my favorite weeks ever. There he goes. That's the typical honey badger gait. Oh, he's stowed down again. And he's moving through. He's going to cross the road in front of us in a second. We get a nice sort of image of him now, sniffing as he goes. There he goes. That's the honey badger movement. And they can keep that up for a very long period of time. How fantastic. He's got really, really good sense of smell. Not quite sure what he's looking for, but could be looking for insects, scorpions, snakes. He was climbing up on the tree, and maybe he was looking for something that snuck itself away into one of the cavities. Everyone is also very excited like me. Woo! I'm ecstatic. Okay, let's see if we can get him again. He's looking very relaxed. It's all about the route that you choose to go. We have had no luck with the wild dog tracks. So we're trying to follow up on where we last saw the lion tracks. And there goes the honey badger there. Paula, honey badgers are regarded as crepuscular, so active at dusk and dawn, but then none of these animals really fit into that category if the weather's quite cool. They can really do anything they want to, but primarily they're active when it's the coolest parts of the day. Absolutely love honeycomb from beehives. Insects, they'll feed on small rodents as well. They dig things up. Anything that might be trying to hide away small mammals, small birds, eggs. They can climb trees. Nothing really can escape them. And they have a fetish for bees and beehives, hence the name honey badger. And they seem to be immune to the stings of the bees. A very thick fur and very thick, pliable skin make them very, very resilient, even to a leopard. A lion might kill them quite easily, but a leopard thinks twice about trying to tackle these individuals. But this is what they do. They're just ferreting around, constantly busy, constantly digging around, smelling, sniffing, searching for whatever they can go for. Looking for scorpions underneath the bark, sniffing. Maybe he's got some rodent trails he's picking up on, or maybe one of the black mambas that's been moving around has left some sort of pheromone trail along the ground that it's picked up on and is moving towards. I'm over the moon. Oh yes, Kathy, Ohio. Honey badgers are regarded as being quite aggressive, and that is their form of defense. Basically, because they're mustelid, so they're able to secrete quite a smelly enzyme, and their best form of defense is just to be aggressive and to fight and to challenge anybody who tries to get in their way. And through that, most predators and most animals learn that the honey badger is not to be toiled with. So invariably, they leave them alone. Maybe a young male or a young leopard might end up playing with the honey badger once, but then once bitten, twice shy. They'll end up leaving it be. It's just in the little thicket here again. He's going to come out the other side. Here we go. He's got a snake. Oh, my word. He's got a snake. He's got a snake. I think it's a puff adder. I don't know. Or it might be a monitor lizard. He's got something that moved through there. Look at the size of it. It might be a monitor lizard. He is grabbing it by the tail. It could be a snake. I have no idea. I just saw something move very quickly. And there it goes. Let's see if we can keep up with him. Oh, monitor lizard up the tree. He's going up after it. The monitor lizard's right on top. He's climbing it like a Pooh Bear. The monitor lizard has got absolutely no chance here, folks. This is what the honey badger does best. Oh, he's jumped down. He is going to try. The monitor lizard is in a safe spot right now. I don't think the honey badger can climb that tree. Oh, my word. This is happening directly in front of us live, folks. That monitor lizard, I think, is having a huge sigh of relief. He had his tail in the jaws of the honey badger, and the honey badger, just before we came around to the spot, lifted his tail like that. When his tail goes up like that, that's when he gets excited. Hyenas do something similar. He's going to try again. I wonder, they are very clever. They are very good at figuring things out, and he's going to try to figure out how to get that monitor lizard. The monitor lizard is sitting perched very precariously on a very thin stalk of a tree, and I don't know. He knows that he's no match for the honey badger. He's going to just try to stay there. But I wonder if this very clever carnivore is going to figure out how to get up there. Definitely, where he picked his tail up before, he must have noticed or smelt that something was here. He was up a tree earlier when we first found him, and maybe that was the smell of the monitor lizard that he initially found or smelt, and he's been trying to track it and follow it. The monitor lizard would be moving in very similar sort of manner to the honey badger, looking for things in crevices. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Djuma in the Sabi Sands, where we have got a very excited and very energized honey badger that has been ferreting around in the undergrowth and sniffing after something. We weren't quite sure what. It then all of a sudden launched an attack, caught this individual monitor lizard by the tail, and the monitor lizard, who is very, very strong, was able to pull himself out of the grasp of the honey badger, ran up a very big log, and is now perched precariously on a very thin branch. The honey badger is moving around in all sorts of circles. He is a very smart fellow. They're able to figure things out, and he's going to see if he can somehow displace that monitor lizard from his perch on top of the tree. Now he's going up the actual tree that the monitor lizard's in. They are very good climbers, and what's going to happen is if he does get up there, the monitor lizard's going to feel he's being threatened. He's probably going to jump out, and the honey badger will basically probably jump down and chase him. I don't think this is going to end well for the lizard. Please feel free to drop your questions and comments below. Jonathan, wow, indeed. He is, well, honey badgers are my favorite animal in the world. And this is my first time seeing one in probably about a year and a half. First time seeing one here on Djuma. Look at how he goes. He does not care. There goes the monitor lizard. Down he goes on the floor. The chase is on, folks. The chase is on. Go, honey badger. I'm going to move up, Vildy. Honey badger's tail is in the air. He is very excited. If he catches this, I don't know what he's going to do. Is he going to try throttle it? Yeah, he's got it right over here. How's that, Vildy? Yolanta, we love showing you our broadcast. Welcome from Toronto here. We have the honey badger. He has just made the kill of what looks like a rock monitor. It's hard to say. I want to try reposition for you, Vildy. Just put my nose in the bush here real quick. Holy moly, everyone. This is incredible stuff. That's about as good as we're going to do. We've just put our nose off the road here. Wingnut, well, the honey badger preys on whatever he wants to. And martial eagle are actually also a very, very good predator for monitor lizards. Larger monitors are also good predators against younger ones. But the honey badger has dispatched him. He has probably snapped his neck when he caught him. The monitor, after that drop onto the floor, I think everything was over for him there. There's no escape. I've seen honey badgers taking Cape cobras out of trees. I've seen them killing rock pythons that are 6-7 times larger than them without any effort. It's all about attitude. There we go. It's positioned itself perfectly for us. What a fantastic sighting. It's quite an old... Yeah, Nerman, honey badgers don't care. We'll leave the expletive out of it this time. There's a little bit of cracking of bone now. For some reason, he's enjoying eating the face. Not quite sure why. A little bit of monitor lizard tongue. Michelle, it is my favorite animal, and I'm glad that you love them too. They are fearless. And monitor lizards, to try and grab one, it's quite a thing to do. They are very powerful, and the honey badger caught it by the tail initially and tried to pull it out of the tree, or out of the bush that it was in. It managed to whack its tail and knock a honey badger off, and then scuttled up that little bush, which the honey badger then chased it up. And you saw how the honey badger figured it all out. And once the monitor was on the ground, it was all over but the eating. Maria, that's a great question. And the honey badger will probably eat his favorite portions, and then I don't think he will be able to ingest the entire lizard. The lizard is probably about half of his weight, maybe a third of his weight, which is an enormous amount of meat to get in. But I'm thinking that this individual honey badger is quite old. You can see it's got quite a bit of sort of mange, or it's losing fur. Under the legs, we saw earlier, was losing a bit of fur. And its teeth aren't really doing, I suppose, what it needs to do. But maybe he just likes the lips of a monitor lizard. But he's not really breaking into it. I keep saying he. I do apologize. I have no idea what sex it is at the moment. Christina, do you see those claws there? The claws are for digging and for climbing, and they climb trees very, very well. I mean, he climbed the tree earlier. He looked like a black bear you might find in the northern hemisphere or in the States, and he climbs the tree very, very well, and they can actually go up the trees quite quickly. Nowhere near as well as leopards can do, but they're quite strong, quite powerful. The claws aren't necessarily very sharp, but they're able to add purchase, just like black bears do when they climb a tree, and it enables them to pull their full body weight up. But they can go up trees quite diligently, and he went up that small tree and onto the end of that precarious branch without any fear. And I think I was watching him at the time and not the monitor, but I think you might have all caught him just launching himself out of the air, probably about 2.5, 3 meters in the air. He just landed on its side after the monitor lizard, not stunned at all. Most of us would be completely winded with a fall like that, especially when you're the size of an individual like this. And then there we go. Now he's I think he's enjoying his meal. Very strange to see what part he goes for first. Maybe he's just so angry that the monitor lizard resisted him initially that he's just going to eat its face first. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are still live on YouTube. Please feel free to Google us, Safari Live. Jump on board. We're still live for another hour or so. We will be here again next week and every other day on YouTube. So thank you for joining us for this short action broadcast, and we will see you next time. Have a good evening. Wow, I'm out of breath there, folks. I'm out of breath. Well, who needs to find lions and leopards to get action? How exciting is an individual like this? I'm really, really amazed at the opportunity that this guy is taking, this individual is taking, and not really getting too much of the food in. It still hasn't really removed much of the face at the moment. There's a blood on the lip. If there are sensitive viewers out there, it might not be a good time to be watching now, but this is nature, and this is what happens out here. They're not you see the teeth are quite well worn down. Can you see that? Another good indication of age. It might be another reason why it's struggling to really feed. But they are tenacious. They're full of spirit. And it was so awesome to see, because he was moving around with his nose on the ground. He was very deliberately trying to find something that had been around. And he went up the first tree, which is a typical sort of tree for for a monitor lizard to be in, and then he just picked up the smell, picked up the trail, found it underneath the bush, and that was the end, as it were, of a very nice example of a monitor lizard. Well, from one carnivore to the next, one kill to another, let's go to Sydney and the Little Chief.